Yo, what's going on, Suozzi Nation? SuozziVille here, and welcome to part 2 of my Washington, D.C. vlog. If you haven't seen part 1, there will be a link to it in the description. It was the second full day of our time in DC, and we started it off the best way we knew how. Alright guys, we're here in front of the White House right now, really starting things off the right way this morning. I was just talking about this a minute ago. It looks so much smaller in person. Like, apparently it extends a bit on the sides. It's like 2 smaller buildings over there. It's still really cool. Also, Josh was just telling me this. Apparently, if I dropped my phone through here by accident, apparently it's a federal crime. So, if you ever come here, be sure not to do that. Hold on to it tight. It's crazy to think that this is the closest I'm gonna get to meeting the US president, but not a former US president. Like I said on TikTok, I'll happily do a more in-depth story time video on that. Let me know if you'd want to see it. After hanging out by the White House for a while, we cut through Black Lives Matter Plaza to our next stop. And when we were there, they were actually writing Black Lives Matter into the ground because apparently a bunch of jerks kept painting over it a few times. So now, they won't be able to do that anymore. This next place we checked out isn't as well known as the White House or the Capitol building, but it has a lot of sentimental value to my family, so I knew we had to visit it at some point that weekend. Alright guys, we're here in front of the Human and Health Services building. Fun fact, my grandpa actually designed this building, and my mom came with him to the grand opening in, I want to say, either the late 70s or early 80s. So yeah, this is obviously really cool to see a lot of sentimental value with like my mom's side of the family in this building right here. And he also designed one other one in Washington, D.C., the HUD building, which Josh and I are going to try and hit next. So after the HUD building, we walked another 500 miles and another 500 more to the Spy Museum. It was really cool. Not at all what I expected. I thought we were gonna have to do like an obstacle course and like dodge lasers or something. No, it was a really cool puzzle. I got a cover name and everything. Mine was Charlie Castro, a teacher from Santa Fe, New Mexico. And I even got to keep the badge afterwards. Then we walked all the way back to visit the Jefferson Memorial. Alright guys, so we're here at the wharf right now, which is kind of like a boardwalk, and compared to everything else we've checked out so far, it's very new. How long did you say it's been open for? 3 years or 4?
It's been open since 2014.
Oh, so like 7 years, wow. Well, it's about to be 8, but yeah, looks really nice. Alright, Suozzi Nation, that was the Jefferson Memorial. Next stop, MLK. On our way to the MLK Memorial, we actually passed through the FDR Memorial, and can I just say, I was so surprised at how few people were at that thing. Like, it had to be like the hugest memorial out of all of them we'd seen so far, and I thought it was really underrated. It was like a lot more walking around, plus of all the waterfalls and the smaller statues and everything. It seems really nice, more of like a park kind of thing than like a full-on memorial kind of vibe. Honestly, it seemed like a great place to just come, clear your head, forget about life for a while. While it isn't necessarily considered part of the National Mall, I still thought it was a really cool spot to check out, and we kept walking all the way to MLK. And that, ladies and gents, concludes part 2. Did you really think I'd forget day 3? Nah, come on. Day 3, we decided to keep things light and just visit the American History Museum because we weren't staying the full day. It's the same deal as the previous 2. I could only take pictures, so I left my camera at Josh's house. It was really cool. We got to check out a bunch of things I didn't at all expect to be there, including the ruby red slippers from Wizard of Oz, Michelle Obama and Melania Trump's gowns from their respective inaugural balls, and even a version of the American flag first sewn in the War of 1812. This was the first version of the flag, like ours today, to have the stars in more of a linear pattern rather than circular, like during the American Revolution. After walking through just about everything on each floor, Josh and I decided it'd be a fun idea to do a flight simulator, and boy did we get dizzy in the first 5 seconds. So they let us do a VR version of it called the Cosmic Coaster, and that was really cool. Then we walked around some more and decided to go grab some lunch at a food truck. But first, I wanted to check out the gift shop, since I never did that for the previous 2 museums. They had an entire section of the store dedicated to Wizard of Oz, because of course they have the ruby red slippers upstairs. But that's not what I was mostly excited about. They had an entire shelf dedicated to Marvel stuff, specifically Black Panther, including Black Panther Funko Pops. Now, I've been wanting to get into Funko Pops for a while, And when I saw the Black Panther one, and I remembered how culturally significant the movie was, how much Black Panther and Chadwick as an actor meant to so many people, including myself, it just felt like a sign to finally start my Funko journey. And now I'm so honored to be starting my Funko Pop journey with Chadwick Boseman himself. A few hours later, we took a train back to New York, and by the time we got back, I was too exhausted to unpack, so I just saved it for the next day. And yeah, that was our entire weekend in Washington, D.C. I really hope you guys enjoyed both of these videos. If you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications so you don't miss any future content. I have a bunch of new videos on the way very soon. So until then, peace out, Suozzi Nation.